Hey guys, Nico here. Gonna get doing a little yoga. So let's go ahead and find ourselves a comfortable seat. Grab a block or whatever you need to. Take easy pose, which is kind of cross-legged, or you could be sitting on your shins, on your knees. If that feels better for you. And let's just go ahead and close our eyes or lower our gaze. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another deep breath in. And exhale. Just taking notice, anything that's going on in your body. Your surroundings. Trying to stay right here in this moment. Let's open our eyes, take a deep breath in, and with the inhale, let's bring our arms overhead. Exhale, arms coming down into cactus. And when we bring them down, our shoulder blades kind of come together. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus arms. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus arms. Good. And then we're going to take our left hand, place it on the mat, walk the fingertips out, and then we're going to take our right hand, reach over, grab kind of our head or our ear, and give a light, slight, easy pull. Stretching these fingertips the opposite direction as we go. And let go, roll your head down to the other side, walk your right fingertips out, reach up and over with your left. Really finding that opposite pull with your fingertips and your head. Again, roll your head down to the other side, reach. Be gentle. This is your neck we're talking about. Do it only as much as it feels good for you. Good, one more, rolling down. Opposite side. Coming back to center, we'll take our hands behind our head and just do one time. Heavy head, heavy arms, chin to chest. Actually, I said once, but I want to do a little something different. This time, let's roll your neck in. And as we roll, we're going to keep rolling our entire torso. And I kind of lean back a little bit to get this full tuck and see if you can get some opening in your mid back. Probably all the way up your back. Good. Coming back to center, hands on the knees. We're going to just breathe through a little cat-cow. So we're going to inhale as we kind of puff forward. Exhale as we cave our tummy in and pull back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Bring your back to a neutral position. Take your hands, clasp them behind your back. And we're going to kind of elongate our arms, pulling our chest forward, all the while, so I'm not like splayed out. I'm actually kind of pulling my tummy in, keeping integrated in my spine. Kind of a tail tuck under to engage your lower abs. Good. Shake it out. Let's come to hands and knees. And rather than the traditional cat-cow, which is, just this, we're going to find some organic movement, some kind of rolling, if you will. So we're going to roll our chest down, out, and up, and out to the other side and back down. And do, 5 rotations on each side. Good. Back to center. Let's take our left arm out. And we're going to pay attention to the quality of our form here. So doing our best to have these 90-degree angles. Well, a 90-degree right here, 90-degree here, and then this arm is straight out. So we have our fingertips to basically our left hip is a straight line. Our head is in alignment with our back. Only so much we could do. We can't see ourselves, but tune into that idea. Good. Now bring your arm to this and back. Cactus. Out. One more. Cactus. And out. Bring your hand down. We're going to take the right foot, or leg rather, we're going to lift up the leg and we're going to do these kind of rotations. So doesn't matter which way you rotate, we'll do 3 in each direction. So we're going to lift our leg up and back, rotate it forward, back, forward, back. 3 in that direction, and then coming forward, knee to elbow, and then back. Good. Right hand's going to come out, paying attention, trying to keep space between your ear and shoulder. Fingertips are in a straight line with your back. Your head is in alignment. Everything is nice and tuned in. We're going to take our elbow, pull it in, come to cactus arms. One more. Well, not one more. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your arm down. We'll take our left leg, lift it, kick it back, heel comes up, right? The idea would be that our quads, our knee is basically in alignment with our back, roughly, right? Lifting it, lift it up and out, and back down, kicking it back, lifting it out, down, one more, and down, and then forward. So knee to elbow, lifting it out, knee to elbow, keeping your other hip as stable as you can. Last one, come to center. Take your knees wide on the mat, push back, child's pose. Relax into the pressure on your third eye. Good, and then we're gonna push up, lift up, curl your toes under, butt up in the air, downward dog. We'll pedal our feet a little bit here, easing into our down dog. And then I want us to, so you're gonna kind of launch off your feet, so you come up onto your tippy toes, and then we're gonna roll forward, nice and controlled, plank, and then lifting up, rolling back, downward dog. Do 2 more of those. So we're just lifting up, rolling forward, back, forward, back. Great. We'll take our right leg, lift it up behind us. Flat our ankles. Do 3 to 5 in each direction, depending on how fast you're going. Good, and then we'll take that right leg and we're gonna bring it all the way through, stepping in between our hands. Tuning into our lunging position here, so it's not really slouchy. This hip's not hanging. It's lifted using your glute. Even my quad, I think, is turned on a little bit, you know. Back is straight. And then we're going to kick off, step forward, forward fold. Take a nice bend in your forward fold here. Bend your knees. Find some movement in it. Hang heavy. Good. We're going to take our right leg, step it back. So we're in the same lunge that we were just in on the other side. Again, we're lifting our back leg, kind of engaging it so it's not drooping. Straight back. You're going to find a little bit of lift to release your left foot, bring it back. Downward dog. Okay. Left leg's going to lift, twirling your ankles. And then we're going to, nice and controlled, bring it through, stepping it between our hands. If it doesn't make it, that's okay. Just grab it and pull it up. Tuning in our lunge here. Slow breaths. Gauging our back leg. Then we're going to take our right leg, kick off, step forward, forward fold. Finding bend, finding movement, easing into what's a real big backside stretch. Good. Plant your hands. Take your left leg. Kick it back. Back into our lunge. Lifting with our back leg. And then creating a little space to lift that right leg up. Bring it back. Downward dog. Let's walk our feet out wide, like off of our mats. My mat's sliding, you know. Good. And then we're going to shift forward, drop our knees wide, keep them outside the mat also, hip forward, get a little frog stretch type thing going here. Again, here you can do this pelvic tilting where you're kind of engaging your glutes, pulling your pelvis forward, and it's going to alleviate some of that pressure in your lower spine and create even more stretch in your hip flexors. Let's shift back and back forward. Back, forward, back, and forward. Curl your toes, push back, step back onto the mat. We're going to roll forward like we did before, so we're kind of launching up, tippy toes, rolling forward into plank, draw knees, lower down to chest and chin, like this. And then we're going to pull ourselves forward onto our tummies, leaving our hands where they are. Roughly, maybe you need a little adjustment. We're going to bring our shoulder blades back and down, lifting up our chest, and relax. One more time. Bring the shoulder blades back and down, lifting, engaging our glutes, and back down. Leaving our knees on the mat, we'll push up, push back, downward dog. Let's bring our right leg up behind us. This time we're going to bend it and kind of drop it back, heavy. What's like a dirty dog or something like this, right? I think some people call it scorpion. And then we're going to take this knee and draw circles with it. So we're going to bring it down and draw a big old circle like we did on our knees. 2, 3. And then it's last, when we bring it down, we're going to kick through and forward, planting our foot between our hands. Okay. So we want to really tune into this structure of our lunge because we're going to lift up and we want to make sure our base is strong. So make sure that your back leg is engaged, your back is strong, and with that we can lift up nice and controlled, arms overhead, tucking our tail. Let's take a big inhale. Exhale, arms to cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms to cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms to cactus. And we're going to rotate that back foot so that it drops down. It's perpendicular to the front. Still lunging forward. Warrior 2. Slowing down your breath. Managing the stress, fatigue. Dropping your shoulders from your ears, bringing them onto your back. We're going to take this right hand, flip the palm, Lift it up, reaching back, reverse warrior. Good, and then rotate all the way down, dropping our hands below or beside our foot. We're gonna bring this right foot back, but we're gonna stay in plank. Yeah? Tune into your plank here. We want our head in alignment with our spine. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I'll even look on videos of myself and I'll see that it's not where it's supposed to be. Lifting with our tummies. The idea that there's like a fire under our bellies and we don't want it to burn us. Good. We're going to bring our knees down, drop our chest and chin. Butts in the air, pulling ourselves forward, bringing our shoulders down and back. Cobra. And back down. Back to center, shoulders come down and back, lifting up, really pushing our pelvis into the mat, gauging our glutes, and back down. Keeping your knees on the mat, lift up your hips, push back, all the way back, downward dog. So we're going to take this left leg and bring it up behind us. And then we're going to drop the heel back behind and towards our butt and open up wide, keeping equal pressure on our hands. And then we're going to drop the knee down and draw a big circle with our knees. We'll do 3 of them. And then as we come around on the third, we're going to just bring that knee all the way through, dropping it between our hands. Tuning into our lunge, activating that back leg, making sure our front one is nice and lined up. Knee over the ankle, not tilting left or right. And then we're going to lift all the way up, nice and strong. Bring our arms overhead with an inhale. Tucking our tail, exhale, arms to cactus. Arms up. Inhale, exhale, cactus. Arms up, inhale. Exhale the cactus. We're going to rotate that back foot down. Lining up our warrior 2. Pulling that right hip back, left hip under, left knee goes back, kind of this way. And breathing through. Let's rotate our front palm, bring it up and over. And we'll rotate all the way down, hands on each side of our foot, taking our left foot back, staying in plank. Tuning into our plank position, holding it, breathing. Sweating perhaps like me. Good, now bring knees down, lower down to chest and chin. Pull yourselves forward onto your stomachs. Relax. So this time we'll lift our shoulders like we do with our cobra pose, but our arms are not going to be underneath us. They're going to be back along our sides. So we're going to lift arms along our sides, and then we're going to stretch to each side, tapping our leg like a penguin or something. But keep that lift. Feet are on the mat. Pelvis is digging in to the mat. Good. Come back to center. Hands underneath you. Keep your knees down. Push back. Child's pose. And you can keep your legs where they are. We're going to just lift up, sitting on our heels. We're going to lift up, kind of curl our toes under and just sit for a moment. Stretching out the bottoms of our feet. Sometimes it helps me to like open my knees up a bit, almost take like my feet are in Malasana or something, drop the knees down and then sit back and I can kind of grab my baby toes. They're hard to get, at least for me. And you might be right here. You know, our feet can be really tight, especially if we're not used to stretching them. So just find what works for you, sit into it, pause for a moment. Good, now keep our toes rolled under, we're just gonna push back. So we're in this, what's basically Malasana, yeah? And rotate. We're gonna walk our feet wide, very wide squat. If you need to lift your butt to get into it or whatever, that's fine. And then you're gonna have your knees tucked into your elbows tucked into your knees. Bring your hands together in like a prayer pose and be lifting your chest forward. All the while you're using your butt muscles to pull your knees out and away from your elbows. So I could technically let go using my glutes, right? Let's plant our hands, push our butt in the air, forward fold. Maybe lean, kind of send your hips to both sides, walking your hands to the opposite sides. Heel toe your feet wide again, so like much wider than hips, but not like a full straddle, right? And then immediately start sending your knees out as we drop our butts, lifting our arms up overhead. And we're gonna, let's inhale. And we're gonna shoot up, exhale, arms to cactus. Inhale back down. Inhale, exhale, arms to cactus. Inhale down. Shoot up, exhale, arms to cactus. One more. Inhale down. Shoot up. Good. Very nice. Let's see. So I'm just into a mountain pose. Feet are about hip width. Hands are facing forward. Active receiving. Slow down our breath. My eyes are closed. If that's scary for you, then just keep a lowered gaze. Good. So we'll play a little bit with crow. Crow is daunting, maybe when you've never done it. But it's not as hard as it looks. And I would say it's more an act of patience and slowing yourself down. So what we're going to do is from standing, maybe watch first rather than trying to follow as I go. So I'll repeat it twice. So we're going to take a bend in our knees, enough to bring our hands flat on the mat, about shoulder width apart. And then we're going to push up tippy toes, drop our knees into our armpits. And then I'm taking a slight bend in my elbows and then kind of shifting forward, lifting one foot and then the other, maybe both. The key, the shirt's not great. You might find the same thing if you have a slippery shirt. Then it really requires an engagement of your abs to bring your knees onto your triceps. If you do start falling, don't face plant, tuck your head and roll. Make sure there's nothing in front of you that you're gonna smack into. So we come from standing. If you want to join now, we're going to bring our hands to the mat, taking a bend in the knees so that our hands can be flat. We're going to push up, tippy toes, drop our knees into our armpits, take a bend in the elbows. You can work on your stability right here, right? You can see if your knees are staying put or not. And then shift forward rather than pushing or anything, just shift forward. And play with that just come in and out for a minute. Be patient with yourself. All right. You had enough of that? Let's come to our butts. And we're going to take our feet out in front of us. And then we're going to take one of them and bring it in. And you're going to tuck the foot in the opposite crook of the elbow, like you're holding a baby. Keep your foot flexed to protect your ankle. And I have seen people struggle with this, maybe knee problems. So if you have a knee problem, like be supportive of your knee. Maybe even just hold it like this, kind of wrapping around your shin, grabbing your quad. This is better access. But if it's not kind to your knee, anything like that, then it's not worth it, just don't do it. And then we're gonna shift back. This free hand is gonna drop back behind us and we're gonna roll around. You'll find this real juicy spot in your hip. Just roll into it, feel it out. Feels great. Good. Now, just keeping your hand kind of where it is, we're gonna, or the hand on the shin here. We're gonna take this foot and drop it over the other side. So it's kind of crisscrossed over. And then if your right foot is crossed, our left arm is gonna lift up. You're gonna rotate into the bent knee, tuck your elbow onto the back side of that quad, lifting as we twist. So we're not crunching in, folding as far as we can. We're keeping a nice, strong, lifted posture as we twist to the other side. And you can do it with your breath too. You can inhale as you lift, exhale as you twist. Do a couple of those. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you twist. Nice. Let's bring that leg out. Grab the other one. So we're going to take our left ankle, our left foot, put it into the crook of our right elbow, or whatever adjustment you need to protect your knee and ankle. Keep your ankle flexed. If you need to be more supportive with this, do what you got to do. Then we're going to take our left hand, drop it back behind us, and roll around till we find that spot in our hip, and just kind of keep kneading it. Okay, come back up to the seat, take that foot, drop it to the other side. So if you have your left leg crossed, we're going to take our right arm, lift it high up, rotating, tucking the elbow to the other side of that leg. And again, we're going to take an inhale to lift, exhale to twist. Inhale to lift, exhale to twist. Do another one. Inhale to lift, exhale to twist. Just holding that lifting, kind of relax into the twist if you can. Okay, come out of it, take this foot, drop it forward. So in this kind of staff position, both legs straight out, it helps to grab the muscle, the meat, your glute, well, and or fat, in my case, the glutes, your hamstrings, and kind of pull them out, and you can get this real planting of the hip bones into the mat. I think it helps with the posture. And we're going to first, we did a little kind of similar to this at the beginning. So we're going to take our hands behind our head, and we're going to curl in like a snail and just keep trying to curl, curl, curl as tight as you can. So we're going to tip our chin to our chest and roll, 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 roll. This can feel very excruciating to me personally, but it's not hurting anything. It's just like stretching out all that fascia. I don't know. Much needed. Come back up. This time we're going to hinge forward. So keeping our back as straight as possible for as long as possible. We're going to hinge, 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 hinge. Chest kind of comes first. Maybe we reach our toes. Maybe our hands just land right here on our calves. Flexing your feet. Keeping that straight back as much as you can. Come back up. We're going to do one round of that again. So we'll start with the snailing. So we're taking our hands behind our head, chin to chest, curling, 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 keeping it as tight as we can, seeing how far we can go without hurting ourselves. And trying to relax into this, which is so hard. Because it's just screaming, right? Like my neck and my back are just screaming at me. Come back up. Hands are coming down and we're going to hinge forward. Chest comes first, straight back as much as we can. We're heading with our hands towards our feet, but they might just land right here on our calves, and that's fine. Flexing your toes back. You can probably see this is more of a back of the leg as opposed to the other one, which is more of a back of our back and neck. Good. Now come back up. Let's go ahead and, well, we're going to find our way to Shavasana. So lay down. That's pretty much it. So lay down. Extend your legs out, arms to the sides, kind of a splaying out. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Relaxing your face. Letting your eyeballs sink into the back of your head. Your cheeks kind of hang heavy towards your ears hanging heavy. Your breath slowing down naturally, don't force it. And your chest sinking into the mat. Your arms are weighty, your legs are weighty. Your hips are enjoying a moment of no pressure. Just give your body a couple minutes. No expectations. No demands. It works so hard for you. Sits all day at the desk. Carries kids and pets. Does athletics like this yoga class. Never stop, so give it a moment just to stop. Notice any sounds around you. Maybe you can hear the birds outside. Maybe you can hear the wind. Maybe you can hear your fur babies messing around. Or your non-fur babies messing around. And any sounds you hear, it shouldn't create burden, frustration. I think sometimes we have an idea that being in a meditative state should be perfect silence on a fluffy bolster, candles lit. And by all means, that's lovely. But that is not how we will actually apply meditation in real life. For example, when we're walking around the store that's busy, maybe there's a football game on that day and everybody's out, and you start feeling claustrophobic in the store, or you're picking up on all the anxieties empathically from everybody around you, or you see that there's long lines and you're going to be late. That's where real life is. And those are the moments where you have to be able to say, okay, I'm okay. Tune into my breath, which is the one thing I have control over. The life force that creates everything for me, keeps everything going. I'm just going to notice my breath. We're just going to breathe slow and stable, steady. So when you're on the mats or you're in your room and you're doing yoga, you're doing your meditation, and you hear sounds, be like, oh, great, we're practicing. Let's take a deep inhale. Feeling our rib cage expand. Kind of reinvigorating our breath to its normal, more active state. Do a little wiggling in our toes and fingers. Maybe we roll out our wrists, roll out our ankles. And if you feel like it's not too traumatizing to your resting state, walk your feet in and then bring your knees all the way in, giving them a little pull with your arms. You can even lift your head up, tighten yourself into a little ball, give yourself a big old hug. And then let's do a little robin to toes, to toes. Maybe you didn't quite make it there the first couple times. Get yourself rocked all the way to a seat. Nice job. Good for you. Doing the yoga, doing it at home. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to not push out to another time. You know, real easy to procrastinate on something that's always available. You know, if we have a class that we go to and it's at 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, well, I mean, it's only, you know, we got to get there. But if we have it on our streaming device, it's like you can just keep putting it out. So bravo, good job. Toots joined us. It was so sweet. He's like a little, he's like an energy sink. He can just come and hold space. It's very sweet. He's not needing anything from me right now, although he likes an ear scritchy. He just comes to be present. Anyway, all right, enough. Hands together. You have your thumbs at your forehead, your mouth, your heart, whatever you want. I mean, you could do a big curly bravo thing if you want. Thank you. Namaste. Y'all have a wonderful day or evening wherever you're at.